morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is a pair of assistant state attorneys in the courtroom with me today. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Derek Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, what's your date of birth?
4/30/1982.
All right, Mr. Lawrence, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Johnson. He found probable cause for 4 counts, sexual battery on a child less than 12 by a person in familial custody. There's 2 counts of that, and 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery on a child 12 or older by a person in familial custody. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
Public defender?
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
There's a failure to appear in 2012. I think that's for Willis. Other than that, no criminal record, although he is a flight risk. He did flee to the Panhandle as soon as he got wind of what was happening in this case, which is why there's an arrest from the Panhandle. In addition, the lead charge is a no bond charge, so we're asking at least that charge remain at no bond, and if the court's inclined to give him a bond on any of the other charges, we're asking for GPS as a condition of those bonds.
Okay. And sir, I have an address for you on Luxembourg Court in Spring Hill. Is that where you were living?
Yes, sir. That's where I was at.
All right. How long had you been there?
8 years.
You have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Remodeling, construction.
Okay. Given the nature of the charges, I'm obviously he's not entitled to bond on count 1. I'm going to leave him on no bond on all 4 counts.
Right.
So, sir, you'll have a chance to discuss this case with your lawyer when they come to see you. It's possible that they can get you bond set on the other 3. I don't think you'll ever get a bond on count 1, but you can certainly discuss that. I will order that you not have any contact of any kind with your daughter. In your case, that means not calling her or writing her from the jail. No contact of any kind with her or her mother from the jail. You'll be back in court on the 24th of May. Public defender will come see you before then. Thank you.
What judge is on the 24th, Judge? Yes.
Owner. It's owner.
This is my business, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
Mr. Church, have a good weekend. Thank you, sir. Deidre Grant.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Grant. Ms. Grant, what's your date of birth?
9/26/88.
All right, Ms. Grant, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on a charge of uttering a forged instrument. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'm going to appoint the public defender. Judge Merritt set your bond at $7,500. I'll have you back to see him on the 28th of May. They told you the 24th, but the right date is the 28th. If you get out, make sure you call the PD right away, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Savannah Hetty.
Good afternoon.
Savannah, what's your date of birth?
May 26, 1991.
Savannah, I've got 2 counts of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want the public defender?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender and state, I think this young lady has some open batteries already, right?
Yes, Your Honor, that would be 2019 MM779.
I mean, I guess it's the appeal process.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
I'm sorry, I guess it's the appeal process that I'm under. I'm not exactly sure how it works.
No, she has an open case set for
Just an
pretrial.
open case set for pretrial, right?
Yes, pretrial is set for 5/23.
Okay. All right. And Savannah, I had an address for you on Oak Street in Brooksville. Is that where you were living?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how long had you been there?
Same victim.
Yes.
8 years.
All right. When Jonathan was living there too?
Yeah, I allowed him to move back.
Okay.
They have peaceful contact right now, Your Honor. It
Okay.
is the same victim.
Okay.
One of the same victims.
Okay. Easy enough. All right. Savannah, what we're going to do on these 2 cases is I'm going to set the bond on these 2 at $1,000 each. I'm going to move these to the 23rd of May, which is where your other case is already set. Condition of the bond on these 2 is that you're not going to have any contact with Jonathan. What that means for you is you're not going to call or write him from the jail, because that's where you're going to be. You're going to be there because job number 1 when you're out on bond on criminal charges is don't commit new criminal charges. Certainly don't commit the same criminal charge, and certainly don't commit the same criminal charge against the same victim. It appears to me that you've done that. Therefore, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in case number 19 MM779. I'm going to hold you without bond on that case until it gets back to court on the 23rd of May. So you're going to be in jail until the 23rd of May at least. At that point, you'll have an opportunity to resolve all 4 of your battery counts with Judge Rupi. Public defender is going to come see you at the jail before that court date, all right?
I have a question.
What's that?
His charge, he dropped him. He told the state attorney that I never hit him, that he hurt me, actually.
Okay. It's quite likely that when you had first appearance on the first charges that the judge who gave you first appearance was myself or Judge Ruby, and either one of us would have told you that he doesn't get to drop the charges. He can ask for charges to be dropped, but the state attorney's office is the one that can drop charges. They apparently haven't because your case remains open. But now the case is open and without bond, and you can have a seat because we have spoken enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
In which case?
19 MM779.
I have no idea.
I can look. Yes, the PD was appointed.
All right, thank you.
Brittany Horberton.
Hello.
Brittany, what's your date of birth?
12/4/89.
All right. Brittany, you're also here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what you can tell me.
It's just this, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And Brittany, I have an address for you on Alpine Thistle Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
10+ years.
All right. And you live with Rufus?
No, sir.
He doesn't live there.
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
How long has it been since you worked?
About 6 months.
All right, Brittany, I'm going to set your bond at $100. Condition of your bond is that you'll have no contact with Rufus while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact him through any social media. Don't go where he lives, don't go where he works. Don't have a third person contact him. Any way that you might imagine having contact with him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and I find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he's allowed to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. You may tell him he's not interested in pursuing this matter. He may swear to them that you never touched him. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your attorney tells you the charges are dropped, you must assume they are not dropped and you must not have contact. In addition, I'll have you held at the jail today up until 4 p.m. so that if you wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, for in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. I will have you back in court on the 15th of May. Very important that you contact the public defender as soon as you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lindsay Rababero. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
12981.
Lindsay, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of community control. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to send you back to see Judge Merritt on the 28th of May. They told you the 24th. Right day is the 28th, and the PD will come see you before that, all right?
So it's the 28th, not the 24th.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Curry Davis.
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
12084.
Curry, I've got 4 warrants today. I think they're all signed by Judge Heineman. Yep. I have the first one. He found probable cause for a burglary. The second one is also a burglary. The third one's a burglary. And the fourth one is 1 count of dealing and 1 count of defrauding. As to those 5 charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'll go with a public defender right now, Your
All
Honor.
right. I'll appoint the public defender. State what you tell me.
Your Honor, in 2016, he was released from DOC. He had a adjudication for felony petty theft in 2015. Looks like there were a few of those. In 2012, actually before that, 2013, he was also released from DOC for trafficking in stolen property. In 2012, he has an adjudication for false ID to a pawnbroker, as well as the dealing in stolen property. 2011, probation violation. 2009, he was released from DOC. It looks like similar charges of the deal in stolen property, had a probation violation in 2006. 2006, he had an adjudication for battery and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Also in 2006, an adjudication for a deadly missile into an occupied vehicle. 2002, a withhold on paraphernalia.
Okay, that's good. Curry, I've got an address for you on Pitcairn Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, sir.
Where do you live now?
72 Edgerton Street.
And
Brooksville, Florida, sir.
how long have you lived there?
I've lived there for like 2 years, sir.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir. I'm trying to go to disability court on the 1st.
Okay. I'm going to leave the bonds for the schedule on these, which is $5,000 each count. That's a total of $25,000. They're all coming back on the 24th of May. If you bond out, you should contact the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Jesus Garcia. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/6/85.
Charge is grand theft auto. This is pursuant to a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD, State.
Yes, he's a multi-source offender, so we've got in-state and out-of-state.
Okay.
Looks like there's several violations of probation in his history. In addition, he has a failure to appear in 2018. Looks like there were 2 failures to appear. Adjudication in 2018 for possession of marijuana. Adjudication for possession of controlled substance. Also in 2018, adjudication for driving while license suspended. In 2017, there's a failure to appear. 2016, there's a failure to appear. Another driving while license suspended in 2017. Another possession of controlled substance in 2017. An aggravated battery that was dropped in 2016. There's an adjudication for possession with intent to sell in 2017. In 2012, he had a probation violation. He has a DUI in 2006.
All right, that's probably good enough.
No valid DL. The out-of-state is, hold on 1 second, because I think this is, yeah, he was on felony probation, federal U.S. probation for trafficking in people, I guess, conspiracy to enter, transport, or harbor aliens,
Okay.
aiding and abetting, smuggling.
All right. Mr. Garza, I have a address for you on Murray Farms Road in Plant City. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
10 years.
And do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
Leave the bond for the warrant, which is $5,000. I'll have you back on the 24th of May. If you're able to get out, make sure you contact the PD right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Brian Hatton. Afternoon, Brian. What's your date of birth?
8/24/82.
Brian, the charge is grand theft auto. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD, State.
He had a failure to appear in 2013, and then he was on PTI for possession of marijuana in 2002. That's the only adjudications I see.
Okay. And Brian, I had an address for you on Madison Street. Is that where you live?
At the moment, yes.
Okay. And you got a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $2,000. I'll have you back in court on the 24th of May. If you get out, make sure you go see the PD, okay?
Yes, sir. Any possibility of a bond reduction for that and the other ones I'm looking at?
Well, the only one in front of me today is the grand theft, and I think the 2,000 is appropriate on that. You certainly can talk to your attorney when they come see you about maybe doing a hearing for a bond reduction.
All right.
All right, thank you. James Lundy. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
9/8/70.
So I've got 2 charges today: felony domestic battery by strangulation and domestic battery. There's probable cause for both. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what can you tell me?
In Pinellas County in 2014, there was a drop domestic battery by strangulation. In addition to that, there was a withhold in 2017 on possession of marijuana, a reckless driving withhold in 2017, possession of marijuana with intent to sell in 2013, adjudication, a withhold on possession of marijuana in 2010, equipment possession, withhold 1993, and manufacture of marijuana, withhold in 1993.
James, got an address for you on Wisconsin Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
I just purchased the house December 23rd.
All
of last year.
All right. Is
5 months.
And that's where
6 months.
Sarah's living as well?
Yes, sir.
Right.
She's in the courtroom there, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I'm on disability. I take care of our 2 children.
Okay. And you're Sarah?
I am.
Did you want to speak to the court? Do you want to tell me anything about this? You just want to see what's going to happen?
I think that it was just an honest mistake.
Why don't you come forward?
Podium.
Yeah. Can you raise your hand for me, sir? Solemnly swear firm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. I
State
swear.
your name.
Sarah Jean Lundy.
All right, Miss Lundy, how long have you known James?
I've known him for like 12 years.
All right. How long are you married?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
6 days since 420.
Since 420. Okay. And you think this was a mistake?
I do.
Okay. Seems like an odd mistake.
Well, there was a lot of people in the house, and it was just a big event, and things were starting to settle in, and I don't think, it's not him. I know him.
Okay. Are you wanting to be able to have contact with him?
I do. I do. I want to talk to him.
All right. Are you concerned that he's going to hurt you or harm you in any way?
No, not at all.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you to come here and ask for contact?
No.
Okay. All right. You stay right there for a second.
Yes, sir.
So James, what I'm going to do on count 1 is set your bond at $2,000. On count 2 at $500. That's a total of $500. Condition of that bond is that you may have contact with Sarah, but that contact must be peaceful contact. It is always a crime to touch this young lady anyway that she does not want to be touched. It will be a violation of your conditions of pretrial release if you have any contact with her that cannot be described as peaceful. If I find out that you so much as raised your voice, I will happily revoke your bonds and have you sent back to jail without bond. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir. Completely.
Miss Lundy,
Yes, sir.
this doesn't change anything going forward other than you're good to have contact with him because you tell me that's what you want, but if for some reason you feel like you should call 911, you should call 911. You shouldn't hesitate for a moment if that becomes necessary. They're going to come running just as fast as they ever would, and this doesn't change anything in that regard. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Very good. If they made you an appointment with the state attorney's office last night, you should keep that appointment. If they didn't make you an appointment last night, I encourage you to go to their office. That's on the 3rd floor now, right, Allison?
Yes, it is.
362,
By the elevator.
right by the elevator. And make an appointment now,
Okay.
because it would appear that you're not interested in going forward with this. They need to know that, and they need to have a chance to talk to you about exactly what happened, all right?
Right, of course.
Okay. Very good. So, Mr. Lundy, you'll be back in court on the 24th of May. When you get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office right away, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is that Judge Toner also?
Yeah. James McKeah.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hey, James. Date of birth?
10/02/1996.
James, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Heineman. He found probable cause for 2 counts of grand theft and a criminal mischief. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Date?
Your Honor, in 2018, in Hernando County, he had a failure to appear on a felony case. In 2019, he had a withhold for driving while license suspended. 2019, he also had a withhold on carrying a concealed firearm. 2018, he has an adjudication for possession of paraphernalia. Looks like there was also possession of cocaine that was dropped in Pasco County. In 2015, he had a withhold on possession of marijuana, as well as a withhold on driving while license suspended. In 2014, a withhold on possession of marijuana, over 20 grams. It's like 2 counts of that. Pretrial diversion in 2013 for fleeing and eluding at a high speed. That's all I see.
And James, I have an address for you now on Sandpiper Avenue in Weeki Wachee. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you been there?
Been there for a year.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
Work with a contractor, painting and demolition.
Okay. leave your bonds per the warrant, which is $2,000 on the theft and $500 on the criminal mischief. That's a total of $2,500. I have you back in court on the 24th of May. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Eric Quillis Rodriguez.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon again, Eric. Date of birth.
May 11, 1995.
All right, Eric, this afternoon I have a warrant for you signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You can hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I believe I have a private attorney on this case.
Do you?
I just need to get in contact with him. Yeah.
Who do you think it is?
It's Hubble Lawson.
Okay.
He already represented me prior. I just need to get in contact with him.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
The bond on this, of course, at the moment is no bond. I'm not going to change that. I'll send you back to see Judge Merritt on the 28th of May. They told you the 24th. The right day is the 28th. When you speak to Mr. Lawson, make sure you tell him about that date, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Anthony Stabella.
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing good, Anthony. What's your date of birth?
3/14/71, sir.
Anthony, I've got 3 charges today, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. This is pursuant to a warrant that was signed by Judge Heineman, so he found probable cause for the charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Sir, I'm not sure yet, but I'd like to see if I can afford a private counsel.
Okay.
If not, can I
If it turns out you can't, you can just stop by the PD's office and fill out an application form at any time, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Very good. State what you can tell me.
Your Honor, he was released from DOC in 2007 for an violation of community control that stemmed from a 2006 adjudication for fleeing and eluding. Also, in 2004, a withhold on aggravated assault with a weapon. And in 1996, there was pretrial diversion, also for fleeing and eluding. So that's all I see.
Okay. And let's see. And Anthony, I have an address for you on Finsbury Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you lived there?
About 3 years.
You have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm self-employed and customer service.
Say that again?
Self-employed and customer service.
What do you do for self-employment?
I run an online business, wholesale.
Okay. Going to set your bond at $5,000 on each count. That's a total of 15. Condition is that you have no contact with either alleged victim, which shouldn't be a problem because I don't think you knew who they were particularly. I'll have you back in court on the 24th of May. When you speak to counsel, make sure you tell them about that date, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Justin Swinehart. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
January 10th, 1990.
Dustin, you're hearing a warrant out of Pinellas County. The judge that signed that warrant found probable cause for a VOP and set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We will notify the folks in Pinellas that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It shouldn't take 5 with Pinellas, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me and we'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Do I have to be sent back to Pinellas?
Yep, you do. Sorry. Alright. Stephen Naughton.
These are some add-ons.
Right.
Actually, I don't think we've got all the add-ons. I thought there was 4 people.
Sir?
Stop talking.
Alright, what are we doing with Mr. Naughton?
He's resolved his felony. He got 2 years probation. He's got 29 days credit for time served. Judge, we're going to ask you for a time served sentence so he can start on his felony probation.
And state any problem with that?
I know the recommendation originally from probation was 180 days, but probation doesn't have an issue with it. The state doesn't have an issue with it.
Okay, so VOP right answer. So this is Stephen Naughton, 18mm 1501. It looks like.
Right.
What do I have, Your Honor?
It was a VOP for, I think it was false report, got him on probation.
Okay. All right, so Stephen, you understand by entering an admission to a violation of probation, you give up the right to have a trial to the court, right to confront the witnesses against you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve your misdemeanor today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Case number 18MM1501, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Accept the admission, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will revoke and terminate the probation unsuccessfully, adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charge if that wasn't done before, sentence you to 29 days in the county jail, credit 29 days served. The $100 for the state attorney's office, $100 for the public defender's office. We will not order the cost of incarceration, as that was certainly done in circuit court. That takes care of your misdemeanor, Stephen. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you're free to be released to take care of your other responsibilities, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck. Dylan McCullough.
Judge, he's resolved his felony case. He got 6 months Hernando County Jail. I've got him down at 25 times served. We're asking for a time served sentence.
State.
No objection, Your Honor. The victim is aware in this case
Okay.
and approved.
And you said 25, Ray?
Yes, Judge.
So, Dylan, you want to take 25 days credit time served on the misdemeanor battery, is that correct? Is that correct?
No.
You want to stay in jail instead?
Yeah, I will. I gotta be here anyways. It don't make sense.
Okay. Any idea what's going on, Ray?
Do you understand that they're sentencing you to time served? They're going to give you 25 days in county jail, 25 times served. That's zero on this charge. There's going to be no money charged against you because you've got that in the other case.
I don't. I got 6 months in.
What? I can't hear you. What are you saying?
Yeah, I don't go home. I got 6 months in here.
I didn't say you'd go home. You got a sentence you got to serve on your felony case, but you also have a misdemeanor case.
Okay, I don't want to plead after this.
You don't want to.
No.
All right. You're back on 9th of May. Boy, genius. All right. How about Christopher Nixon?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Nixon and Mills.
Donovan Mills? Donovan's there.
Donovan there?
I don't have either of these, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, what are we doing with Donovan?
His case, Donovan Mills' case, was resolved today in felony court. He got 2 years of probation. I've got him 23 days credit for time served. We're asking for a time served sentence on this.
State?
I don't know anything about this case.
Oh, right, you know. It's also battery.
It's a David Bauer. Mr. Mills is David's case, so I mean it was.
I know, he called me yesterday on the two that we just did, but I don't have any notice.
Well, this is something Mr. Eric Tippin, I guess he was representing the felony court, got the email to our secretary, which did the thing to your legal assistant and judicial assistant, and that's why we're here. Other than that, I don't know of anybody either, Judge.
You know what the felony case was, Rick? Donovan, what was your felony case?
A controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance.
Okay. Tom Ray is it's a domestic case.
Uh-huh.
And the state doesn't know anything about it. Yeah.
And that's a wash. I don't know anything about it either. So.
Well, yeah, I get them sending here today. But Donovan, I'm gonna have you back on Tuesday at 9. So the state attorney's office can make sure that the alleged victim is okay with the time served disposition, since your felony case and your misdemeanor case have nothing whatsoever to do with each other. That person.
They dropped the
What's that?
I'm sorry. They dropped the, I had a no contact order when I went to court. They arrested me on child support. And they dropped the no contact order. They dropped the no contact
I'm
order.
I'm with you, but the law requires that she be notified if you're going to enter a plea in the case, and the way they've done this, nobody notified her. Nobody notified the state attorney's office, quite frankly, so I don't, it's not anything that I can do except bring you back Tuesday, which is as quick as I can get you back. Actually, I'll bring you back, Tuesday, because they got to have a chance to get a hold of her. Tuesday at 9 a.m., and you may be able to get time served then. Unfortunately, I can't do it on Friday afternoon without the state knowing and without her being informed. So
Thank you, sir.
all right, I'll add it to the Tuesday docket. Thanks, Donovan.
I was starting to say that's going to be your Tuesday docket.
Yeah,
right?
we'll take care
What
of
is
it.
the case number, Your Honor?
It's
18 MM 3842.
42. And then, Jail, do you have Christopher Nixon there? Is he here, or does anybody know?
They went to get him. It should be just a couple minutes.
Awesome.
He's he got the 2 years probation felony wise. He's a DUI and a suspended driver's license. I've got him in jail since March 28th.
Are we on the same year next week?
Nope. No, we got court. I hope so, because I sure got a bunch of dockets sitting on my desk. They appear to be next
I
week.
got all my stuff that's Joanne printing out civil stuff.
Well, she's probably loading civil stuff in the afternoon.
Yeah, we'll do that in the afternoon when we go back to our offices and just keep working.
So what do you want to do with Mr. Nixon?
I want to give him time served, and I mean I know that there'll be conditions of the DUI that would, if he ever wanted to get the license, he'd have to get them done. At least we could get him started on his probation.
Allison, for your comfort, there's an information and it's just one count of first offense DUI
Okay.
and a dwellers. And how long have you been in the ring?
Since March 28th, that's what, 3 days and
29 days, something like that.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Nixon?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nixon, I understand that you've got some probation on your felony case today, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you still have pending before me a misdemeanor case. If you're interested, we can take a plea on that misdemeanor today. I'd sent you to time served, but then I would order you to complete there's a bunch of DUI conditions that you'd have to complete if you ever wanted to have a license again. But that case would be resolved today. You'd be out today to start your felony probation. You can deal with your DUI conditions whenever it makes sense for you. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Christopher, raise your right hand for me. Solemnly swear firm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Christopher Nixon.
Christopher, you can put your hand down. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of these cases today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Case number 2019 CP 608. That's the charge in count 1 that you drove while under the influence. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest. Means you're not fighting the charge, Chris.
No contest.
There you go. And it's a charge in count 2, driving on a suspended license. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
There you go. I'll accept those pleas. I'll find they're freely and voluntarily made. As to the charge in count 1, I'll adjudicate you guilty. We'll mark the box for 1 day of probation because the statutes want us to. Special condition of that probation is 29 days in the county jail with credit for 29 days served. There'll be a fine and court cost of $1,081. I'll suspend your driver's license for 6 months. We'll have you do 50 hours of community service. We'll buy it off at $10 an hour. Level 1 DUI, school, substance abuse evaluation, treatment if record recommended, 1 victim impact panel, and a 10-day vehicle impound. Those things are all D6, or they're suspensions on your driver's license. So if you ever want to get your license back, you'll have to do those things, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, as to count 2, I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 29 days, credit 29 days served. The additional fine and court costs on that at $88, $100 for the public defender's office, and 1 order cost of incarceration. So that was surely done in circuit court. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, Chris, you will be released today, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. That's it. Yeah, you got anybody else lurking around you want to get rid of?